no sense of calling, and no project worth pouring himself into. So, similar to Buzz Aldrin, there were many who were looked upon as a successful personalities in their career or lifetime achievements, but actually they suffered and led a miserable life. But why? That is because of lack of understanding of what life is, who is living, what do we need to live, where did we originate from, and where we are heading to. Why did we even come into this existence, etc. So, let's try to understand what is the real secret or the real success. In modern world, in the modern life cycle, it makes to think the secret of success is to work hard, and for that we have to keep working harder and harder to reach the ever elusive success. Majority of us work so hard to earn wealth by losing health, then later realizing, then attempting to regain that health by spending all those earned wealth. So the net gain is zero. There is no success at all. Why is it so? Because many people lead their life under the influence of ignorance, illusion, or sensual addictions. But our ancestors and the philosophers from all over the world, they have given so many different teachings and methods for leading a happy and successful life for the human being. In Japan, there is a village where people have been living happily and living for longer duration in their lifetime. And upon studying what made them to live such a joyful and happy life, it was came to know that they they laid a principle way of life called ikigai. Ikigai meaning a purposeful, a meaningful life. The meaning of that life is the core around which there are some qualities, attributes that are leading to that core meaning of the life. And they were achieving a balance among these four attributes, four qualities, and the interceptions among those four things were giving them the opportunity to align their way of life to the meaning of life, so that they were enjoying the way they are enjoying their life. They are modifying their actions, their work, their professions, so that they were doing all those along with passion, mission, vocation, and profession. They were striking a balance so that they love what they do, they do what the world needs, and they are not only doing that, they are so good at what they do, and as a result, they get paid for that. So they are getting all their needs fulfilled with whatever they are doing. But the question is, even though they were leading this method of life, this principle does not teach or give the ways of everybody following this. Only certain part of that Japanese village, people who know, probably they have obtained this knowledge and wisdom through their ancestors, were leading such a wonderful life. And then if you come to the Western world, how this secret of success is attained, there are 7 steps that the Western world advocates. The first one being, get a burning desire so that the desire can drive and propel to perform that action, and identify or find the passion. Find your passion is the second step it advocates. And then based on the passionate desire, create a goal and develop a plan to accomplish it, and then work towards that. Not only working towards that, but one has to work hard to achieve that. And then one has to also give their best. They have to do whatever they have undertaken, they have to do it so best so that they can excel and succeed on that. And they can achieve that only if they can focus one at a time. And not only that, they have to keep persistence on it. And this is the way the Western world gives the 7 secrets of success. But again, if one has to follow this all sounds good. One has to follow this. Again, it may appear that we are progressing or inching towards success in life, but after achieving that success, we may not get the resultant feeling. What is the resultant feeling of success? Or what is even uh, success? What does success even mean? How do we define success? Success is the achievement or desired outcome in gaining the prosperity and whatever things we wanted to achieve, or even it can be considered as fulfilling an aim or reaching a goal. But all these steps that were given, the people are working towards achieving success in 4 different aspects of life. They are either prosperity or popularity or fame or power or personalities. These are the areas of focus in which people want to achieve success. If people, even whatever means, methods they follow and achieve success in these areas, they are not going to feel contented. Similar to Buzz Aldrin, he has achieved a big mission in his life by reaching to the moon and coming back, but he was never fulfilled, never felt fulfilled or satisfied with what he did, what he was doing, because these sense of achievements, sense of success, they are all under some illusion that they are getting what they want. but it's not the real thing they are going after in their life. So, what does the real success mean that will give that full sense of accomplishment, achievement, or satisfaction so that we can lead a peaceful life or that contented life or that doesn't keep us looking for more and more of the success. So we need to understand what does success mean. Success is nothing but a result of an action that one does. And if we look at that result, every result, how that result comes, one needs to understand and become aware of the unfailing law of cause and effect. So, thereby, we can understand the formula for success. So, there is only one formula. Formula for success is understanding and acting according to the law of cause and effect. And thereby we can derive a formula called result is equal to MEPTO. What does this MEPTO mean? The MEPTO represents the 5 factors. The first one is the motive. So before that, let's even understand what does the law of cause and effect do in this context. According to law of cause and effect, which is always unfailing, it yields an appropriate result in the form of pain, pleasure, peace, or bliss when an action is performed with our thought, word, or deed. The result varies according to these 5 factors. Motive. Now, what does this motive mean? Motive is the objective or intent of the action. If it bears no harm to self or others, then it will lead to the pleasure result. And if the motive is also aligned towards the purpose of life, depending on the extent of alignment, then that result will be either peace or bliss. Then the second factor is the efficiency. Efficiency is the measure of conversion of energy. It is the actual output created with the expended energy to perform that action. So when an action is performed with harmony of body, mind, and soul, energy conversion is the highest, and thereby the efficiency also becomes the highest. Then the third factor is the place. What does place have to do with the result? Place in this context is referring to the environment or a location where the expended energy of performing that action is interacting with the energy from the surrounding locations, surrounding entities, and how this energy gets mixed, interacted, how it is reflected and reacted will also determine the result of that action. Then the fourth is the time. Time factor is also a reflection of interaction of the energies, the expended energy, time to time. The energy in a location is never the same. It keeps on changing constantly. There are certain times when an action is performed, it may yield a favorable result. There are certain times the surrounding energy may not be conducive to the actions and the desired result one wants to do, and it may not give that desired result. It's not only when the time comes, it's not only there are two dimensions within the time itself. The one at which the action is performed, and also there is a time factor that determines when the result is going to come. So there is an input and output time that determines the outcome of the action that is performed. And then finally, the fifth one is the object of contact. Object of contact is all about the interaction of energy with the specific entity with which that action is performed, with which to which the energy is directed to carry out that action. So it is these five factors that determines the result of an action that is performed, and we all saw that the result is what is determining whether we achieved success in carrying out that action or not. So the formula for success is understanding this law of nature, law of cause and effect, and complying our actions or acting according to these actions will lead us to the surefire way of achieving success. Now the question comes, what do we measure the success on in order to enjoy the most successful results? In order to achieve that, we have to again follow one more thing. We have to align or question ourselves, whatever action that we are performing, is it aligned with the purpose of our life? There are five aspects that we all want to achieve and enjoy, or we need these five attributes, and they are this: health, longevity, prosperity, wisdom, noble fame. And that is what we are seeking for in life. If we have all these five things, this will give that sense of fulfilling, that contentment, so that we will lead a peaceful life. Now, many of people who are living, they don't know what the life is. The human life begins with the baby, and if you look at what is the baby's life, it revolves around three things. It just drinks milk, sleeps, and wake up. It is a cycle among these three activities. And as the child grows up, then it goes into the school time. The life of a kid revolves around a cycle of eating, sleeping, now studying. is the action, or playing is the action, another action that gets carried in their childhood. And as they grow up further, when he becomes a man, then the action revolves around the cycle between eating, sleeping, and working. If the life is considered is only the cycle among these three entities, one will never get that sense of fulfilling, sense of happiness, sense of satisfaction. So really one need to understand what a human life is. Human life need to understand that their life is a result of combined function of three entities, which is the self, society, and nature. Individuals cannot sustain life without the society or the resources that are needed from the nature. When it comes to self, harmony with the self, what does it mean? An individual need to establish the harmony with the body, mind, and the life force or soul. And they also need to achieve and lead a harmonious life with the society. Society entails the individuals as well as the friends and family and other fellow people who are contributing to every other person in this world. And we need to understand the inner relationship among how much we depend on each other in this society in order to live in this world. And of course, we also need to understand the nature, how it functions, so that we can utilize the resources and live in harmony with that nature as well. Understand the laws of nature so that we can act accordingly, complying with those laws of nature. So, well being and success of life depends on the physical, mental, and spiritual health of an individual, respecting and complying with the laws of society and the nature. So, the aim of life is to attain purpose of life. Now the question is, what does that aim, what is that purpose of life? Or even if we don't have that purpose, then our life will be like a heavy ball in a water, so it will go to the abyss, which is what we have seen in the life of Buzz Aldrin, the astronaut who went to the moon. So let us understand what is the purpose of life. Saint Avyar has given this poem to highlight the greatness of human. அரிது அரிது மானிடர் ஆதல் அரிது மானிடர் ஆயினும் கூன் குருடு செவிடு பேடு நீங்கி பிறத்தல் அரிது. Many of us have heard about this song. The essence of this song is being born as a human is a rare occurrence, and no man should allow his lifetime on this earth to go waste. One has to come and fulfill the purpose of life. If you look at the other creatures, even though they have the sense organs, they lack the sixth sense, which only the man, human being, has, which gives that senses and capability to develop his consciousness to its fullest extent. So the purpose of life, the simple answer is attaining knowledge and thereby attaining the perfection. So also in short form we can call it as AKAP, attaining knowledge and attaining perfection. And that is the development of consciousness to its fullest. So even though animals have these senses, they cannot understand the purpose of life. Only the man has this analytical thinking ability, rationalizing things on everything that he is doing with his sixth sense, is able to understand the secret and functioning of all the manifestations in this universe, and he can understand the answers to the questions: what is human, who am I, realize the self, and thereby realize everything in this universe and achieve the purpose of life. And for that, the man has to realize that man has emerged from the absolute space, and he has to merge back with the absolute space and attain the eternal wisdom, and that is considered as reaching the perfection. And reaching perfection is the ultimate goal, aim of life. Vethathiri explains, knowing the mind and deeds without blemishes is the simplest path to achieve perfection. To simply put, the purpose of life we can highlight with this 5 bulleted list. It is to purify our sin imprints. We have carried out, we are born with some imprints in our soul, and we want to get rid of those imprints by performing our duties, by performing our actions, and experiencing the results for the actions that we have committed in the past life that have been accumulated with these imprints, and to develop the knowledge to its fullest capacity, and to experience the joy, satisfaction, success, and peace, and to realize the self and the divine, and then to go back and merge with the divine, the origin from where we came back from. So, with this understanding, we can get rid of the ignorance, which was one of the missing element that was lacking success. There are 7 steps that will guarantee 100% of success. And let's look at what those 7 steps are. So the first one, get the burning desire to achieve the success. Take that desire and perform the analysis of the desire. We all have been exposed to the method of introspecting and performing this streamlining of desire. If we want to achieve the success in fulfilling that desire, then we have to perform the streamlining of desire analysis. And in order to fulfill that desire, then we also need to create a goal and develop the plan. And we also need to, when we create this goal, we need to question and ask ourselves, is this aligned with our purpose of life? Otherwise, we have to moralize that desire. And if it is, then only we have to develop the plan. And then we have to prepare ourselves. the tools and the skills needed to perform or to fulfill that desire. When we say prepare ourselves, tools and skills, it includes developing that harmony between body, mind, and soul. And for that, we have the practices such as the physical exercise or yoga. For the mind, we have the meditation. For the soul, we have Kayakalpa yoga. All those practices that we have learned in this sky system of yoga, we need to apply with the formula of that memto, understanding of law of cause and effect, which never fails. So if we do it with the right motive, with the correct efficiency, at the right place, at the right time, with the right object of contact, we are guaranteed to achieve success or the desired results. And while we do this thing, we have to evaluate through the practices such as meditation and introspection, and see if we are completely aligning these desires towards our life purpose. Otherwise, we have to keep refining it. So if we follow this, and especially when we do the meditation such as the Turyadidam, where we are merging our consciousness with the absolute space, it paves the ways for perfection, and it gets rid of all the emotions that no longer rule our mind, and it gives such a potential power that helps us to fills with so much energy, so that we can apply that energy to carry out this action. Thereby we can achieve um, applying 100% efficient um, process in converting that energy to carry out this action. Thereby this method of carrying out to fulfill the desire will help us to realize the life's purpose, help us to realize the self, help us to realize the divinity. Thereby we can enjoy the fruits of success. And not only that, we should not stop there. We need to enable others with the knowledge, with the wisdom, with our ways of success. We have to share, help others who are in need. And when we lead this type of uh, the successful execution of achieving success, then we will be achieving 100% success. That gives the full sense of satisfaction in life, full sense of peacefulness in life, and thereby we can enjoy the true success by aligning our actions through our thought, word, and deed towards the real truth, the absolute truth. So we all know how to do or perform this analysis of desire, streamlining of desire. We take the desire, list them, and take each desire or each action, each thing we want to do, and question yourself, is it essential? Is it something that is aligned to meet our purpose of life? If the answer is no, there itself you can conclude the desire, create an affirmation, and after the meditation, when you do the introspection, you mentally say this conclusion and affirmation, so thereby that desire won't keep arising in our mind. If it is considered as an essential that is needed for our life, then we go to the next stage and ask the question, is it feasible to do this with the current state of where we are in terms of our physical abilities, economic abilities or status, or where we are in our life? All those things. Based on that question, is it feasible to do and realize this desire with what we have? If the answer comes to no, then again come and conclude that desire and create an affirmation. Or if it is identified, yes, it is doable, it is feasible, then move on to the next question. If this gets carried out, what will be the consequences of performing this? Will it give us beneficial results or harmful results? If the answer to this question leads to yes to harmfulness, then again go and conclude this desire. Don't carry out or perform this action, because that will again keep accumulating the imprints within us, which will prevent us reaching to our goal. If it is going to yield beneficial result to self or others at present or in the future, then this is the desire you want to go fulfill. So select that desire and chart out, prioritize, like what are the things of list of things that you have to do, and develop a plan, and then execute that desire with the tools and practices that you have learned in the Sky system of yoga. We have different meditations, different exercises that enhances the quality of our energy in our body, and the life energy as well, life force, by performing Kayakalpa yoga, physical exercise. We have several meditations, starting from beginners meditation to advanced meditation. Not only that, we have meditations to harmonize the self, establish the harmony with the body, mind and soul with the Agna, Shanti, Turiyam meditations. We have the meditations to harmonize with the society and the nature. So for that we have introspection techniques, and we have other meditations such as the 5 elements and 9 planets meditation, which are yielding the results for the past imprints. So by performing the Panchabhuta Navagraha meditation, we can minimize the distractions of the results that are coming because of our past actions, and prepare ourselves. We can also, harmonizing with the 5 elements and planets, we can obtain the harmony from that, so that whenever we go and achieve a desired result, these 5 elements and 9 planets are going to assist us. They are going to provide, nourish us with the energy that is needed to carry out these actions. And not only that, the greatest of meditation is the Turyadida meditation. Turyadida meditation is the one that is going to help us to reach our destination, to reach our life's goal, which is attaining that perfection, so that we can harmonize whatever we think. We can achieve the efficiency of converting whatever we think. It gets converted into word or deed, and it gets carried out into the action, and that action is going to lead us to that success. Thereby we achieve that 100% success with this. So for that, when we keep our mind merged with the absolute space which is static in nature, whereas the other successful targets are always keep moving, so we are chasing always, and that's why we are not getting that contentment in fulfilling or achieving even after achieving that success. Whereas when we perform this Turyadida meditation and do the sankalpam, the affirmations that we create with these desire analysis, then we get the necessary energy and resources and tools and skills and support, everything we get. Fraction demands, totality provides. So we have the Turyadida meditation where we establish connection with the totality so we can get what we want and achieve the desired result and success. So that's one way, a surefire way of fulfilling our desire. The list of amount of desires one has is what is determining how close they are towards reaching their goal of life. Our saint Tiruvalluvar, he has written an adhigaram of um, uh, 10 Tirukurals, and there he has given how one has to perform their actions in order to achieve. Here is an example of that. அழிவதுவும் ஆவதுவும் ஆகி வழிப்பயக்கும் ஊதியமும் சூழ்ந்து செயல். Let a man reflect on what will be the loss, what will be acquired, and what will be his ultimate gain, and then carry out that action. And essentially that is what we are doing with our analysis, with our streamlining or moralization of desire introspection practice. We have five different introspection practices in the sky system of yoga, starting with analysis of thought, moralization of desire, neutralization of anger, eradication of worries, and then self-realization with the question, who am I? So by performing the meditation, we are taking our mind to a state where we can reach to our subconscious mind. So where these actions are coming, these thoughts are coming, which is driving our actions, which is making us to do and uncontrollable actions. Now we can take control of that by tapping the subconscious mind and getting rid of this unwanted imprints. When we do these meditation, especially the Turiya meditation, and then go do this introspection of these on these five areas, then thereby we can get rid of the imprints, unwanted imprints. Remember, to purify our genetic center is one of the purpose of life. So we do have the tools and methods and practices that anybody can follow so that we can surefire way of realizing the success in whatever we undertake. So, dear friends, to summarize, we have seen what a success is, and success is a result of action that is performed to fulfill an aim, and that success depends on the understanding of law of cause and effect, law of nature, and acting or regulating our actions according to the law of cause and effect, and carrying out with with the understanding of the five factors: the motive, efficiency, place, time, and object of contact, whereby we can we can get the desired result, desired success in whatever we undertake. And also we need to align whatever we want to accomplish. We have to align that with the purpose of life, with the goal of life. And when it is aligned with that, then we get the sense of satisfaction, sense of completeness in whatever we are achieving. And for that, we have seen the 7 steps of those real success, achieving those real success. And for that, streamlining of desire is one of the important step. And then with the help of the meditation, introspection, one would be able to achieve what they want in their life. If we have been properly and regularly following these practices in our life, we are on the path of success. And with that, I conclude this speech. By the grace of divine, you all be blessed with good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. Thank you. Be blessed by the divine.
Thank you very much, Professor Rajendran Codandaramane. This was indeed an excellent speech on how to succeed in life and what's the secret of success. You very rightly just pointed out that yoga is an ultimate answer to the secret of success. If only we follow yoga, we understand purpose of life, everything is possible. And you started your lecture by saying this, by quoting the astronaut Edwin Aldrin Bus, who traveled with Armstrong. Even though they have done a great achievement, yet Aldrin was not satisfied. He went into depression and all. It was because of the reason that is, they were not contented. They didn't know where to get this peace of mind and all. That was the reason. And also you have quoted about a small village in Japan where some people lived a meaningful life, ikigai, and yet many could not because of their innocence, ignorance, and illusion. And the 5 steps to success, you named it as MEPTO, motive, etc. And you also, the reason we need to follow this nature, that is, we need to accept nature, and we need to be friendly with nature and also society. And our life is a triangle of society, nature, and self. If only we are harmony, we lead a harmonious life with all this, we will definitely succeed. Very interesting and very successful speech it was. Very nice it was. We feel as if we can go on hearing what you are going to tell, sir. Such an interesting speech it was. And you also quoted Avayar and Thiruvalluvar rightly for to tell about this success. Thank you so much, sir. We would like to hear you again and again. Be blessed by the divine.
Thank you, madam. Be blessed by the divine.
Dear friends, it's question answer time. You have any questions? Professor Balachandar?
It's been a very successful speech on how to be successful. Really, now we understand that it's not that just you take something and then go ahead and try to succeed. At the end, you find that you're not happy. And it's too late. And many people, as you suggested, many people have committed suicide. Those are supposed to be very successful, monetarily or by fame. But